So we've set up everything now. Now we're going to talk about the core mechanic that makes this game so unique and great and fantastic, and the reason why you should all speedrun this. And it's the fact that this game runs on Quick 3 engine and it has strafe jumping. Alright, so what is strafe jumping? We're going to go through what does strafe jumping mean and how does it work, or how do we understand it, because we don't really understand it, to be honest. From the beginning, from a noob perspective. Alright, so what happens when we move? So we move around, and you can see that if I hold W, the game locks my movement speed at 250. Okay, and this also happens when I hold W and A and W and D, or just A and just D. It always locks my movement speed at 250. So what happens now when we change directions? For example, by adding another key, like I hold W and then I add right, and you can see that every time I change my direction, it goes up a tiny bit, and then it goes back to 250. Hope you can see that. What does this mean? This means that the 250 movement speed cap, it only gets applied after a while, okay? It's not instantly. So you can see that if I start walking like this, I'm actually faster, constantly. If I just wiggle my A and D, I'm constantly at 300 speed instead of 250. Why is that? The reason is, when you change directions, you add like another direction, like another vector. I hope like for some people who have physics or have had physics or math, you can understand it in a way that there's another vector. Like the vector changes direction, and obviously when you do that, you have to add vectors together, and then the resulting speed vector gets longer for a while until it gets cut back to 250. That's how it works. And we can abuse this, because not only does it work if we do this, but it also works when we turn our camera. See that? So I hold W and I turn my camera left or right, I gain speed. I can go up to 260, which is not a lot, but hey, it works. And so when we do this, now with a strafe key, so strafe keys are A and D, we hold W and D and we curve right. Okay, this is strafe walking. This is how it works. So you curve your mouse left all the way when you hold left and forward, and you curve your mouse right when you hold W and D, which is forward and right. Okay, so this is strafe walking. So what does this mean? The acceleration we get, which is like the additional speed we get, it comes from turning. Yeah, okay, great. So turning is great. You always want to turn. And so the next thing that you notice is once I jump, this cap gets removed. Kind of. See that? I'm not locked to 250 speed anymore for the duration of my jump. So if I just curve right, I can reach really high speeds, like 600 speed right there. And if you play around with this, I highly recommend, if you like learn this game, play around with the speedometer and see how the values change. There's a perfect speed at which I can move my mouse right or left, which will gain me the most amount of speed. Hope that's kind of understandable. So if I move it really fast, you can see that I don't get any speed. See? Like I actually stay below 250. Okay? So this is bad. If I move it really slow, you can see the same thing happens, because I'm so slow that the acceleration limit hits and we are like constantly at 250 speed. And something in between, that is perfect. See? Like I could go up to 270, 260, and with a jump I can even go up to 600. So there's a speed you wanna curve, which is the perfect speed for a strafe jump. So this is a strafe jump. So now we know strafe jumping is good. The problem is it's a curve, right? So if I want to go from one place to another, then curving is kind of bad. Like I want to go from here to here. This is a straight line. So I mean, I would have to do something like this. And that's obviously not the best way to move. So instead, what you want to do is when you go a straight line, you want to do like a wave motion, right? Right, left. So now I went straight because I did like a right, left, right. Okay, so this is like a wave. And that's why this mechanic is called a wave jump. This is a wave jump. Then every time you change from right to left, you want to also change, look into my inputs, from D to A and D to A and D to A. And then you also change your mouse curving every time you do that. Okay, so this is a wave jump. So wave jumping is generally what you do everywhere, okay? No exceptions. Like you want to go from here to this bump over there, do wave jumps. Wave jump, wave jump. Okay, great. So the question now is, what happens? You can see like every time I touch the ground, my speed gets removed. So why is that? So the game has a mechanic that every time you touch the ground, on even ground or higher ground, your movement speed gets exactly halved, okay? And you can see that with a good wave jump, I can go up to speeds like 500 maybe 550. And so if you cut that in half, you're back to 250 speed. And that's why generally when you do wave jumps and you don't reach that 500 speed, you want to do like a pause in between them. So I do a wave jump and I walk a while, so I get back to 250 speed and I do another one and another one and another one. So that is the best way to move, right? Like do a wave jump, wait a bit, do a wave jump, wait a bit, walk a while, do a wave jump. So that's how wave jumping kind of works. I hope you got the essence there. And now we know this. There's the fantastic thing that this game makes so unique. So actually this half thing, like cutting the speed in half thing, is not applied when you go downhill. And with downhill, I mean a distance when you jump from a thing that's higher on something that's lower. So you can see if I do a wave jump here, and I continue that, then the speed, it doesn't get halved, okay? For that jump at least. It even works for really small things like this, so see that. This platform is higher than this. I jumped from here to here, and hey, I can continue my speed all the way. And this is called a boosted strafe jump. So really, boosted strafe jump is not really the best way to describe it, because it's not a boost. You actually just maintain your speed, but that's how we call it. And there's also a limit to how far you can fall down. So this is approximately the height that you can fall down. You can see that this ledge is approximately the height of myself, like my character model. And if you fall from something that's higher than your character model, like say I want to do a boosted strafe jump from this roof down. Okay, so I jump down, it doesn't work. See? So I just got my movement speed halved again. So the optimal distance, or the maximum distance, is this. And it's enough like that you go like a tiny distance like this. And you can chain these things together, right? So if I go from this onto this platform and then onto this platform, you can see that I can reach crazy speeds like 700, 800 just from 2 boosted strafe jumps in a row. And that's what we call a chain, right? So we can chain different boosts together like right here, and we can reach crazy speeds. And that's basically what this game is about. You want to chain as many boosted strafe jumps together. So all the time, go downhill, and that's the kind of the gist. Okay, so much about strafe jumping for now. So every time I refer to a boost, you know now what it is, and yeah, that's great.